Let us see what kind of language JavaScript is. We will not go too deep into it, but this is just to give you a little idea on different flavors that JavaScript contains. JavaScript is definitely a scripting language. A scripting language is a special type of a programming language in which programs may be written as a set of statements which are then executed by what is known as an interpreter. For example, the JavaScript interpreter is usually a part of the browser itself, and it helps in execution of JavaScript code embedded inside a web page within the script tags. There is no compilation step involved, and the JavaScript interpreter reads the code statement by statement, executing them as it goes. In contrast, a language like C or C++ or Java has a main method from which program execution starts. While in JavaScript, there is no need to write a method or function as it is called here. That is, a program in JavaScript may just be written as a script without having any methods. JavaScript happens to support functional programming as well. It means that functions in JavaScript are first-class citizens of the language and may also be treated as data, or variables may hold functions as values. We will see it in more detail later. JavaScript is also object-oriented, but the kind of object orientation is not class-based like in Java or C# if you have worked with those languages. Rather, object orientation in JavaScript is prototype-based. Again, we will not get into too much detail about it just yet. JavaScript is also a dynamically typed language. If you have worked with Java, which is a statically typed language, you must have noticed a few things about variables. When you declare a variable, you must specify its type as well, whether it's a string, integer, or any custom type. Also, once the type of variable is specified, it cannot change as the program executes. For example, if we have this variable str of type string, which is pointing to a string hello in Java, we cannot write this statement now. That is, we cannot have str have an integer value later because integers are not really strings. So there is a type mismatch. But in JavaScript, first, we don't specify the type of the variable. We just use the keyword var to tell the interpreter that this is a variable. So let's say we declare a variable message and let's initialize it to the string hello. But interestingly, in the very next statement, we can say message is equal to 4. This is perfectly valid in JavaScript. So does that mean that variables don't have a type in JavaScript? Well, not true. They do have a type from amongst the data types which we have already seen, but the type of the variable is decided by the interpreter at runtime based on the value it contains at that time. Let's see what I mean by running this snippet of code on the console. Let's write the statement var msg is equal to hello, and we can check the type of this variable by using the type of operator. And right now the type of this variable is string, of course. Now we execute the next statement, assigning a value of 4 to this variable. And in JavaScript this is perfectly fine. Let's check the type of this variable again. And as you can see, the type is a number because it has a value 4. So JavaScript does have a type for each variable, but it is determined at runtime by the JavaScript interpreter based on what value the variable contains. And during program execution, JavaScript uses the type information. Also, this is the reason for calling JavaScript a dynamically typed language, because the data type is decided dynamically at runtime and it may change as the program executes.